Your Majesty, 4 o'clock.
Thank you. Kettle.
Good morning, Your Majesty.
Good morning, Kettle.
Anything?
7, breakfast with the gnädige Frau. Doctor cancelled. Conrad von Herzendorf. Montenuovo, of course. Nothing.
Morning, Majesty.
Good morning, Felsenstein.
Majesty?
The Count Montenuovo at 11:15, Felsenstein.
Majesty?
We see the High Chamberlain at 11:30, Felsenstein.
Majesty.
Thank you, Felsenstein. Tired, my dear, and old. Old. And this cough.
My dear, what do you expect? You had pneumonia 3 months ago. Try and sleep a little longer in the mornings.
If I did not start work so early, I could not possibly enjoy our summer breakfast so much, could I? There's something in the air, a kind of restlessness, hysteria. I don't pretend to understand it. No moderation. They don't act moderately. What is even worse, they don't think moderately.
My dear?
Oh, my Katerina. What should I have done without you for the last 30 years, my dear?
31.
31?
It's the year that Wagner died.
Oh, yes.
1883. Silly little actress.
Gifted.
Oh, yes. Gifted. Very.
And pretty. Even the Empress thought so. That delightful Fräulein von Schratt. Now I'm even forbidden to attend the Bosnian autumn maneuvers. Doctor's orders.
Good heavens, to think that you should even consider traveling all the way to Bosnia.
Well, my nephew will take my place. He likes playing the emperor.
My dear, one day Franz Ferdinand will be emperor.
When God wills it, not before. He wants to change everything. Oh, it's very easy to change. Not so easy to improve. And I will not have the Constitution tampered with. I've no doubt that she'll enjoy the little outing to Bosnia. That serving wench, Sophie Chotek, she'll be able to preen herself at her husband's side.
Franz, the Duchess may have been a lady in waiting, but she was never...
Of all the crosses I have had to bear, that absurd morganatic marriage.
Of all the crosses?
A scullery maid who will one day be the head of the House of Habsburg.
Of all the crosses? Franz, your wife murdered by anarchists. Your only son killed by his own hand. Your brother stood against the wall and shot in a Mexican prison. Oh, Franz.
Yes, you're perfectly right, as always.
I'm sorry. It's only that I have for so long admired your courage, your stoicism.
You mean that where my nephew is concerned, I don't behave correctly? Is that what you mean?
Well, he has waited 20 years. 25.
For me to die, true. Well, the Prince of Wales was a grey-haired old gentleman before Victoria had the decency, the kindness to... Everybody dies, why can't I? Clearly, I'm not old enough to die and too old to change. And the joke is, the Archduke is actually afraid to go.
Afraid?
Though I've no doubt that his house guest at Konopisch, the German Kaiser, will hear a different tale.
Franz Ferdinand afraid to go to Bastia.
Can't stand the heat, he says. Though I know better. We are at all times in mortal danger, and we must put our faith in the Almighty. Well, I told him he could please himself so naturally. Now he's chosen to go. 8 o'clock. I regret I must leave you, my angel.
Of course.
Have I your permission to call on you again tomorrow at 7?
You have, Majesty.
The heir to my throne, actually afraid to go to the provinces, imagines that some Serbian revolutionary will throw a bomb at him. Or at the serving wench.
Yes. Very good. Chief of the General Staff, 10 minutes in.
Then he will have to wait 10 minutes.
Good morning, Count Conrad.
Morning. How's the Emperor?
A little mild catarrh, Count.
Ah.
And the High Chamberlain is in audience.
For how much longer?
10 minutes. Apologies. 8.5 minutes, General.
Very well.
Which brings me to another delicate matter, Majesty.
Yes? Pardon, dear Count, but 8 minutes.
To be sure, Majesty. The protocol affecting the children, the imperial and royal children of the imperial and royal household residing at the Hofburg.
Yes.
As Majesty is aware, the protocol prescribes that on each occasion that one of the imperial and royal children passes through the courtyard and corridors,
Yes?
that on each such occasion the guards shall present arms, salute, and sound drums. Also, that the imperial and royal flag shall be lowered.
Yes?
It has been suggested to me, Majesty,
Yes.
that as the imperial and royal children are rather numerous, may the good God bless their highnesses, and in some cases so young indeed that they still have to be moved in perambulating carriages.
Yes, Count.
That in view of the fact that they have this extreme youth, as it were, the regulations might be,
Yes?
modified a little, so that only those dukes and duchesses who have been declared of age need be saluted in this elaborate fashion.
Yes, continue.
One has Majesty's permission to modify the protocol?
One has not, Count. Such modifications could be interpreted as a slight against the dynasty. The regulation will remain precisely what it has always been, unchanged.
As Majesty commands.
And I must ask you, dear Count, not to bring this before us again. Oh, that reminds me. The Archduke Franz Ferdinand's request that upon his ascension to the throne, his morganatic wife should be entitled to be addressed as Imperial Highness is refused. Well, that is to say, it will await review at a later date. Is that all?
Oh, one last item, Majesty. The Ishal Imperial and Royal Theatre is holding a gala for the purpose of demonstrating the improved kinetophone.
The what?
Moving pictures, Majesty.
Moving pictures? Oh, another one of those mechanical monstrosities like the motor car, the telephone.
Your Majesty's attendance at this spectacle has been especially requested.
Requested by whom?
In view of His Imperial Majesty Kaiser Wilhelm's visit, it was thought...
Thought by Franz Ferdinand, no doubt. Yes. Well, why not the flea circus? Still, if you insist, Kaiser Wilhelm must not imagine that the Empire lags behind Germany in mechanical devices. He must be entertained. That is in addition to the hunting excesses provided by my nephew. Thank you for your courtesy in coming to see me, dear Count.
Majesty.
Count Konrad von Herzendorf.
Majesty?
Good morning, Count. Thank you for your courtesy in coming to see me. Your memorandum. You paint, if I may say so, a somewhat bleak picture of...
Certain facts, Majesty.
of unrest in various areas. The Czechs, you say, are in an uproar against our policies in the Balkans. The Ruthenians complain of Polish repression. The Poles themselves are straining at the leash for greater independence. Acts of high treason in Trieste. Increasing Russian support for ever-growing nationalistic tendencies. Yes. You were about to say, Count?
Majesty, we are in the gravest danger of encirclement. Serbia, Romania, Montenegro are all hostile to the monarchy. In the pursuit of their aggressive aims, they are encouraged by the Russians and the French. Our only ally on the south, Italy, remains, alas, unreliable. And such support as one might hope to receive from Germany is cancelled out by customary British machinations.
And your advice, Count?
We must look to our defences, Majesty.
That also appears to be my foreign minister's view. But then clearly you consulted him before you sent me this.
Majesty?
Yes. You know, Count, we have occupied this unenviable position for over 60 years. We have faced worse than a little unrest here, a little intrigue there, much worse. Insurgency, revolution. Oh, you may rest assured we have not forgotten 1848. The monarchy survived then, it will survive now. The lesson has been learned.
Yes, Majesty.
What matters is this. The national aspirations of all my peoples must be satisfied without weakening central control. The monarchy.
As Chief of the Imperial General Staff, Majesty, my primary aim has always been to strengthen the monarchy.
We are glad to hear it.
And that is why, Majesty, I see the need for a demonstration of military energy, a new approach.
Energy? New approach? You are beginning to talk exactly like my nephew, Count. Then, as you are no doubt well aware, we favor the energy of patience.
Indeed, Majesty.
I see here, by the way, that my nephew has sought from you certain military information concerning our present military dispositions.
In preparation for the visit of His Imperial Majesty Kaiser Wilhelm, the Archduke thought...
Thought? Military deployments would not appear as yet within the Archduke's province, eh?
Yes, Majesty.
Enter. Thank you, Keter.
If Majesty wishes me to retire.
It is my experience that in his admirable zealousness, the Archduke occasionally occupies himself with matters well beyond the call of his duties.
Yes, Majesty.
After 6 decades of beneficent rule, it has pleased the Almighty to call my exalted uncle, His Majesty and King Franz Josef, to a higher station. Rent with anguish, pain, no, anguish. The hearts of our people stand beside his final resting place, ever grateful for his fatherly love, his sublime spiritual values, his ever-present sense of duty, his goodness and passion for peace. It will be our task to pursue the aims of our late great emperor and to continue his noble life's work to keep the peace. Ever to keep the peace. Ever. Always provided that neither existence nor honor of the monarchy is threatened.
Very good.
And to dedicate our life exclusively to the welfare of our peoples. We shall show the same love to all our peoples, regardless of class, faith, and religion.
Legally recognized religion, perhaps.
A good point, Willie. Yes. Yes, legally recognized religion. High or low, rich or poor, before our throne, all will be regarded as equals. In fraternal love, the people of the monarchy, bound together by tradition.
You don't exaggerate, France. You really do have the most beautiful roses in Europe. Do go on.
That's all for the moment. I intend to round off the text when,
When the tragic event occurs.
That's quite. To write the final draft at this point before might to some appear
Tactless.
callous.
Oh, my dear friend, your uncle is 84. Thank you. It's perfectly correct to be prepared for the worst.
And you really think this text adequate?
More than adequate. Well, perhaps a few ingratiating phrases such as holding on to what we have, whatever the cost, they like that sort of thing, you know.
And the mob?
As ruler of Germany, I've never found it disadvantageous to be popular with the mob.
Surely, Willie. Popularity cannot be the first prerequisite of the monarch. No. An emperor needs to be feared. I shall expect my orders to be carried out, not discussed. Uncle has sacrificed everything to be popular, to be liked. And the result? Crumbling empire,
quite. Even so.
Unfortunately, Willie, to be ingratiating is not a gift which the good Lord has seen fit to bestow upon me in a very generous measure.
Oh, well, look. You underestimate yourself, Franz. Surely with a wife as charming as the Princess von Hohenburg.
Oh, my dear Willie, nothing, but nothing during your visit here has given me greater pleasure than the affectionate respect which you've shown my darling Soph.
Oh, but the Archduchess is absolutely delightful in every way. I insist that you bring her with you to Berlin when you next visit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, no.
You can't imagine the humiliations to which Uncle continues to subject me.
His Majesty is obsessed with protocol.
No, he hates Sophie. He wants to wound her. He won't address a civil word to her. He calls her the scullery maid behind my back.
Incredible.
And yet, the most intelligent thing I ever did in my life was to marry my darling Soph. Well, you've seen for yourself. She's everything to me. Wife, advisor, doctor, my entire happiness. Oh, my dear Willie, your kind words have given me new courage. With Sophie by my side, and you, a trusted friend and ally, we shall move mountains.
Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, your uncle is in perfect health.
Yes, but...
May I?
Oh, of course.
I see that recently in Parliament you've been referred to as His Majesty's loyal opposition. Now, tread carefully, my boy, step by step.
Oh, they're all on my side, Willie, all of them. Conrad is in my pocket, the rest will follow. They know, you see, that in a year or two, it is me they will have to deal with.
In a year or two?
Oh, you're quite right, of course. Oh. As usual, yes, I am too impulsive. One never can be quite sure whom to trust. One is surrounded by sycophants. At first sight, everyone one meets appears to be angelic. And then too late, one finds one has been too trusting.
Trust your own divine intelligence, Franz. And remember, the major task for our two empires, mine and soon yours...
My first major task, Willie, will be to unite all the nationalities in my empire behind me. Now, Uncle's present dualism of Austria-Hungary cannot be allowed to continue now. We must create a third member state embracing all our Slav peoples. Here, let me show you. The Slavs, the Serbs, the Croats. Eventually, we will create a genuine federation of the Central European states like the United States of America.
This is tasks for tomorrow, Franz. Our first duty must be, as emperors, to uphold the principles of monarchy. Habsburgs, Hohenzollerns, Romanovs. We are the only real bulwark against the rising tides of liberalism, democracy, and worse. That bulwark must come first.
To be sure, really. Precisely what Uncle believes. Only the vital...
The progress, of course, is vital. I am, as you know, a dedicated reformer. Without doubt, the most progressive ruler in Europe.
No one would deny that.
But progress, my friend, must be tempered by strength. You don't really imagine, do you, that those Slavs of yours are going to be fobbed off with the carrot of a little independence within your empire? They want more, Franz, and still more. And then they'll go looking for support beyond your frontiers. Fortunately, Russia can help only with words. So you keep them in their place, those little flag-waving minorities of yours. That's my advice to you. Believe me, the only language those Serbian dervishes understand, the iron fist.
Imperial Majesty, Your Imperial Highness, luncheon is served.
Well, that's that. Excellent play act as the Italian soldiery, eh?
I did enjoy it.
Most entertaining, I thought, and enlightening.
I already prophesied a great future for the Knesset when I was visiting New York.
Did you indeed?
Sophie would also enjoy the spectacle, I'm sure.
I'm sure her cold will be better in the morning.
No doubt, no doubt. Diplomatic colds usually clear up overnight.
Your wife is a member of the family circle. That is a matter of principle. You will appreciate, however, that it is difficult to reconcile her presence with long-established protocol and functions of this nature. I'm tired. My best wishes for your hunting expedition tomorrow.
What's the delay, Codwitz?
Your Royal Highness, Your Imperial Majesty.
It's quite intolerably hot, Cotwitz. You're aware that I can't stand the heat. Makes me ill.
The hottest summer for 32 years, Your Royal Highness.
You can't change the weather, Cotwitz, but you can produce the quarry. Kindly do so. Well, Domfield, what is it now? From Colonel Bardolph? Your Royal Highness' departure from Bosnia after the maneuvers will now have to be advanced by an hour. Incredible. Otherwise, it will be impossible to make the proper train connections. Kindly inform Colonel Bardolph at my chancellery that should he further spoil our taste for our Bosnian journey by these constant inconveniences, he can hold his maneuvers without me. And tell him further that I've decided to set a day aside, June the 28th, for a reception at Sarajevo. This, inform the Colonel, has nothing to do with him. It will be a purely private, non-military affair with a lady present who deserves some recognition. Understood? That'll show these Bosnian idiots.
Sarajevo, on June the 28th. That's the Serbs' national holiday.
Exactly, Billy. I intend to show Uncle once and for all that when I go out to the provinces, I shall do exactly as I please.
Brave man.
I trust in God. Really? Well, Codwitz! The rabbits, man! The rabbits! Here they come.
Only 3 more performances of the Count of Luxembourg.
Boring.
And then a revival of the Merry Widow.
Another. You know, I do wish they get the Dollar Princess again. Ya la 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 Ya la 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 la. Yes. Yes, Count. What? Telegram from where? Oh my. You're quite? Yes. Who's going to? Yes, Count, in an hour. Yes, I see. To Archduke Karl, of course. Yes, at once. I'll see to it instantly. Yes, of course. Of course.
What is it?
Look, a girl. did say chicken, my dear. I suppose it will arrive in its own good time.
I really can't imagine what... I'll go and ask Steffi.
No, my darling. There's no need to trouble yourself. We have all the time in the world. If there's been another disaster in the kitchen...
But a baked chicken. Well, not even Steffi could...
Imperial Highness, this has just arrived.
For me? On a Sunday?
Has something gone wrong in the kitchen? Oh, no, Imperial Highness. Well, I'm afraid... You see, Steffi fell and dropped the cucumber salad.
Oh, dear. Well, tell Steffi we shall do without the cucumber salad.
Mama?
Who's it from?
From Rumerskirch. That's odd. He's with Uncle Franz in Bosnia. Deeply regret that His Imperial Highness and the Countess Sophie were both assassinated here today.
What do you mean? Why? Are they... where?
What?
All possible aid was given, Majesty. But it...
Both? Appalling.
Majesty.
You see, you cannot provoke the Almighty with impunity. A higher authority has restored order.
Order?
The order I failed so lamentably to maintain in my own household. How did the Archduke?
I'm informed like a soldier, Majesty.
Well, that was to be expected.
His last recorded words were addressed to the Duchess. Don't go, Soph. Stay alive for the children's sake. And then he...
The maneuvers, they went well?
Yes, Majesty.
Enter.
Majesty, Count Parr. His Imperial Highness the Archduke Karl. Would the Adjutant General wish to...
Majesty, I would be more than happy to take on the burden.
To speak at this time to the heir to our throne is clearly my privilege. Hello? Carl? Can you hear me? What? Yes, true. Quite true. We must not question the wisdom of God, Carl. What? It's useless. Tell him not to come to Ischl.
Majesty prefers Imperial Highness not to take the trouble of coming to Ischl.
It would upset Zita, her condition.
The journey, Imperial Highness, might inconvenience her Imperial Highness.
Ask after his health.
May I reassure His Majesty that His Imperial Highness's own health is... thank you. Of course, Imperial Highness.
And the little one.
And the Archduke Otto? Thank you, Imperial Highness. I shall, most certainly.
Request that he meet me in Vienna tomorrow.
Majesty trusts that Imperial Highness will be able to confer with His Majesty in Vienna tomorrow. Good.
God bless you, my boy. Count Parr.
Majesty.
We regret we shall have to change the day's arrangements.
Spared nothing, am I? At least of one thing I can be sure. On you, my boy, I can rely. It may have all been for the best. Well, That's one worry less.
Majesty's...
Tired, but in full control. By those exhausting train journeys backwards and forwards, he's scarcely slept at all. Now then, about the funeral arrangements...
Oh, in hand. The imperial and royal remains have been taken by train to the coast, thence by one of our battleships to Trieste. Now there...
It's all very delicate, Count.
Pardon? What is it?
Well, the late Archduke, as you know, let it be known that he wished to be buried side by side with the Archduchess at Artstetten.
Ah, yes, indeed.
Out of the question. Side by side is out of the question. Her Majesty insists...
Well, yes, but surely...
Her Majesty will simply not hear of it. That a mere Countess Chotek should spend her eternal rest side by side with a Habsburg is... Now, I am therefore making arrangements for Sophie Chotek's coffin to be placed at a lower level than her husband's in the imperial vaults. A pair of white gloves and a fan, nothing else, are to be placed on the coffin.
The symbols of the lady-in-waiting.
Precisely. Moreover, the funeral itself is to be kept, well, within modest limits.
Modest limits? Count, several members of the Tsar's family have already left for Vienna. I mean, the funeral...
No royalty.
Well, the Kaiser Wilhelm will most certainly...
Kaiser Wilhelm has already been advised that in view of the explosive internal situation, we cannot guarantee his absolute security.
Yes, surely.
Majesty insists. No royalty, no imperial relations, certainly no one of any consequence from England, and above all, no formal military parade.
In other words, for the late heir to the Habsburg throne, funeral third class.
What can one do?
Well, one might have thought if only to soothe feelings of outrage a meeting between monarchs could not have come at a more opportune moment.
Oh, Majesty is adamant.
Morning.
Ah,
Majesty's expecting you, General.
Train was late. Confounded schlamperer.
Any news from Vienna?
More riots outside the Serbian legation. The police have had to send reinforcements.
Disgraceful.
But what did you expect, Count? You can't fool the man in the street. He knows.
Knows?
That the assassination of the Archduke was ordered by the Serbian government. Inadequate precautions by the Bosnian authorities. Eyewash.
There is as yet no concrete evidence.
The bombs used by the murderers were made in Serbia. What more evidence do you need? Very imaginative, two our rioters. Tossed live frogs at the mounted police to upset the horses. Protecting Serb property. We should be blowing it up. Only good Serb I know is the one with his throat slit from ear to ear.
Majesty is ready.
Gentlemen.
Well, then, I shall take the next train back to Vienna. Will you excuse me, Count? Please be so good as to convey my most distinguished compliments to the Countess.
Thank you. We shall no doubt meet at the funeral, Count.
It will indeed be difficult to be overlooked.
For the monarchy, Majesty, it cannot simply be a question of turning the other cheek to this ultimate Serbian atrocity. If I may say so, Majesty, we should not even be solely concerned with punishing a cold-blooded political murder.
What then do you suggest, Count?
If I may be blunt, Majesty, the time has come for a practical demonstration of the prestige of a world power. A world power, moreover, which has been patient and compliant for so long that a certain impression of weakness, even impotence, becomes inescapable. We dare not yield yet again, Majesty. The monarchy demands. The people demand.
What do they demand, Count?
With profound respect, Majesty, preventive localized action against the Serbs has become unavoidable.
And how, with profound respect, Count, is Serbia's ally Russia likely to respond to your localized action?
Hasty reaction on the part of the Tsar, Majesty, must surely be cancelled out by Kaiser Wilhelm's overpowering support of the Austro-Hungarian cause. The Sarajevo assassination places us in a uniquely happy position to act.
Sometimes, Count, It is wiser to trust in the Almighty to restore justice and order.
I would respectfully hazard a guess, Majesty, that the Almighty's grand design would not be undermined by swift and unequivocal action on our part. A clear call to arms. A declaration of a state of emergency.
General mobilization against Serbia. Is that what you're asking? You clearly foresee all the consequences of your further count. I regret. We cannot say the same for ourselves. No. I won't do it. I cannot.
Our diplomatic note to Berlin. May I at least give instructions?
Yes. Very well. Our friend the Kaiser must remain informed.
Oh, the left sleeve longer. 3,5 centimeters. No, 4. No, 4,5 centimeters. Yeah, good, good. And now for the Reichschancellor.
Imperial Majesty.
Yes, Pittman Holwick.
Your Majesty, His Excellency, the Austrian ambassador has just arrived for the déjeuner.
Good, good. We'll lunch then.
Have I permission to place before His Majesty the note which has just arrived from our ambassador in Vienna?
Oh, yes, yes. Let's see it. Count Chesky really must be reminded to express himself more briefly.
Well, if I have your Imperial Majesty's permission to summarize.
Yes.
His Excellency frequently hears the wish expressed in governing circles in Vienna that a final and fundamental reckoning with Serbia...
I should think so, Chancellor. What? Now or never?
However, His Excellency's personal view, which he has expressed in conversations in Vienna...
Personal view.
For the view that Serbia might, in the first place, be presented with a note listing certain demands.
To authorize Chesky to express his personal view to the Austrian court.
If His Imperial Majesty will permit. Count Chesky believes that only if the Serbs fail to meet such demands as may be submitted, should energetic measures be adopted.
What? Huh? I take every opportunity to advise them against too hasty action. None of his damn business. Whatever action the Austrians take will be decided upon by His Apostolic Majesty Franz Josef. It's absolutely monstrous. Tell Chesky to be good enough to stop all this weak-kneed nonsense. If anything should go wrong, they'll all say that Germany was afraid to act. These Serbian savages must be disposed of. Is that clear? Eliminated at once. Well, now I'm ready to see His Excellency, the Austrian ambassador.
But Imperial
At once.
Imperial Majesty. Reichschancellor.
Excellency.
Appalling news, Excellency, appalling. In the name of Germany, allow me to express our most sincere condolences. The Archduke was my very dear friend. But somebody will pay for this cowardly act of murder. On that you may rely.
Deeply touched, Imperial Majesty. In the name of His Imperial and Royal Majesty, whose personal note I...
Yes, yes, it was received and read and discussed exhaustively with my Chancellor. Our absolute support of the Austrian cause remains a matter of honor.
Imperial Majesty is too kind.
Yes, but we go further. We would view with extreme concern any further delay in punishing the Serbs.
Imperial Majesty, my Emperor is no doubt hesitating, rather reviewing the situation with a view to possible Russian reactions.
Russia is in no position to take any military actions. And my cousin the Tsar will certainly think twice before provoking me. And he would certainly not wish to align himself with this pathetic rabble of assassins.
After their disastrous little Japanese adventure, Excellency, the Russians would hardly venture to...
Quite. And as for the French, totally unprepared to my certain knowledge. No heavy artillery, correct?
Imperial Majesty.
Which leaves us to consider our English cousins, Bateman Holloway.
The English, thanks to the wisdom of Majesty's policy, can no longer boast of naval supremacy.
You see.
In case, now that is to say, should the worst at any time come to the worst where England is concerned...
What?
Fortunately, Excellency, the English are likely for an unforeseeable period to remain preoccupied with the vexed problem of Ireland.
Imperial Majesty, am I to understand that His Imperial Majesty is saying...
I am saying, Excellency, that by now your armies could have been in occupation of Belgrade. And that would have been the end of the affair. No one would have dared to interfere. As all Europe knows, I am, first and foremost, a man of peace. But there are limits. I am not entirely naive as to the consequences of war. But even you, Excellency, will agree, will you not, that there does come a time when a great power, Austria-Hungary, can no longer merely stand by, but must reach for the sword.
But Imperial Majesty...
So, convey my deepest personal regard to your Emperor. We consider our part in this affair to be now at an end. And now luncheon. Tomorrow we are leaving for Kiel. Do you enjoy the sport of yachting, Excellency?
Well...
Ah, pity. Weather looks promising. And if the Tsar can see fit to take himself on holiday at a time like this, I feel honor bound to do the same. Oh, courage, Excellency, courage. The wind is in our favor. All is well.
Thank you for the beautiful flowers, my dearest friend.
Come. Try and rest a little.
These are difficult times. I am now told, that is to say, Conrad tells me, that Kaiser Wilhelm has given us a blank check.
How many hours did you sleep last night?
A blank check to make war on the Serbs. And if necessary, on Russia and France and England.
The whole world knows that you would never act unwisely or hastily.
If only, that is to say, if we could at least detach England from her French and Russian allies. We cannot fight the whole world alone.
Oh, you're not alone.
Oh, now, more than ever, my dear friend. You see, he didn't really want to go to Bosnia, to the maneuvers. Just wanted to preen himself by the side of that woman of his. It was she who made him go to Sarajevo. The worm in the apple.
Please, dearest.
Well, will be. It was my duty to prevent that marriage. My duty before the Almighty.
Now, you must not despair.
I see only the darkness. The darkness ahead. Conrad, Berthold, they're all quite determined.
Must it really come to...
The midwife of history, my most able foreign minister once wrote, is violence.
You haven't answered me. Must it be?
Oh, my dear friend, I'm so tired. So tired. I suppose it must be.
Oh, yes. To our ambassador in St. Petersburg. Not coded. Let me see. The tragedy which has just taken place in Sarajevo, Sarajevo, will not, His Majesty's government trusts, lead to further complications.